I mean, no one is surprised by this one, right? No one's surprised. Like, are we? Are we surprised at all? I don't know. I don't know. I got nothing tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I got nothing. I just want this to be done this season. I don't have anything to say. I really don't, other than it should have been worse than the score was. Um, Chris Drury needs to get fired because this entire decor has urine running down their legs the entire time. Um, the Panarin line doesn't know how to play defense. Lafreniere is just embarrassing to watch. Uh, yeah, think really that sums everything up for the most part. Mika can't hit an open net. JT Miller, the culture changer, was undisciplined. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to do or say. Other than this roster sucks. It's amazing how Carson Soucy had 12 minutes and 22 seconds of ice time tonight. And every single second of those 12 minutes made my eyeballs bleed. But this is the acquisition here. I felt like I watched Patrick Nemeth out there with the way he was playing, bumping into his own guys, um, getting undressed. You saw the difference though too on the other side of the ice between a real contender and the New York Rangers, because a real contender showed you how to close out a game there. No, like Winnipeg did not allow anything in that third period. They were taking the chances that came to them, but they weren't playing too risky of a brand of hockey. I mean, they played a good third period. Good for them. Good for the Jets. Hope for their sake that they go far. Because they put on a clinic tonight. And it should have been a wider the score should have been way worse than it was. But you know what? The power play scored tonight, guys. Bravo to the power play. Everyone give it up to the power play. Putting Panarin line out there for every ozone draw is starting to become an issue because if they lose the face-off, they immediately are forced to play defense, and we all know how that goes. Yeah. They caught lightning in a bottle with that line last year, but it's just not it. It's just not it at all. And Vinny Trocheck, what a joke. What a joke he is. And I really I don't know. Again, I tweeted this that maybe I am reading too much into it. What happened during the intermission with Vinny Trocheck after the first period, where he was interviewed by John Giannone and was giving dry responses and was kind of came across as a douche a little bit. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but to me, that screams. Someone replied with it too, and it screams to me what I thought it did in the moment. That it feels like the criticism and the media, the outside noise, if you will. I shouldn't say necessarily the media, but the outside noise, it feels like it's just getting to them. It it just feels like it is with the way that he handled that. They just don't have the mental makeup at all. They don't have a captain in that locker room. It's just embarrassing. Like, this is the guy that is potentially the next captain. Another embarrassment there. They don't have the mental makeup at all. It's disappointing that Lafreniere has done that, has took this much of a step back this year, though. I will say that. Lafreniere and Trocheck, two guys that really grew on me as players last year. It's disappointing. Like, today, I'm feeling more disappointed than mad because as the season's winding down here and we're starting to really be able to reflect and just look at the product here as a whole and say, how we feel about this season. Like, we're starting to get to a point where we could reflect on it, is basically what I'm saying here. But it's just disappointing that those two guys, especially more so Lafreniere too, after the playoffs he had, it's just more disappointing. Braden Schneider, he's had every opportunity in the world to show that he is something more than a third pair defenseman. And once Jacob Trouba was out the door, he really got the opportunity. Nope. Nope. I see nothing more than a guy that could play sheltered minutes. I don't see anything more than that. Joe Vakanainen, I don't know why they even bothered with that extension. Just stupid. And I mean, this comment here is really the truth of it all, though, that it's been a country club atmosphere for a bit now, but this year more so than ever. Like, I don't want to hear any passes handed out or anything. I don't. Thank you for the $2, Steve. Rangers suck and choke again. Why am I not surprised? I wouldn't say they choked necessarily tonight, but yeah, they played like garbage tonight. But it's a day that ends in Y with this team. It really is. And I agree with this. I agree with this. And you know what? I'm glad Steve Valiquette and even Joe Micheletti, who usually isn't that critical, um, I'm very happy that they were getting on Lafreniere a lot tonight because you had Joe from the opening just ripping on him for not scoring. And you also have Valley, who points out Othman, who's giving an effort on the back check, which, by the way, Othman was. I don't want to sit here and say that he was great tonight because no one particularly was, but Othman at least showed me some sort of jump tonight. 8 minutes of ice time. 8 minutes. I just don't understand how we have what 17 games left, whatever it is now, and the top guys that have not got it done all season long are still getting thrown over the boards like they're going to get it done this time around. I just don't get it. Just no message sent throughout the entire season to these guys. I don't know if you're replying to a comment or me, but because I didn't say that at all. I said the opposite. Every time that pair was out there, they were caved in their own end. every single time. Oh, okay. I I, I wasn't sure, but I'm just saying either way though that they were caved in the entire night. And then Will Borgen, don't even get me started with him. But decor is essentially locked up going into next year. And I agree with this. I mean, if you want to send a message, you don't show up. Fire Drury chance either. But what are the positives of this team going into the future? Chris Drury needs to get fired for me to have a positive outlook. That's where I'm at. And I agree with this. And you know what? This is what I thought Peter Laviolette was here for, was to hold these guys accountable. Nope. Because the fourth line, they gave a shit every shift that they were out there. But no, let's just throw the top guys out who aren't getting it done and haven't for 65 games now. Those guys, send them over the boards. I know the bar is low. I'm not saying that they played great tonight, but at least they showed me something when they were out there and they weren't getting caved in or lazy on the back check. That's not to say they were playing good, though. I don't want to get it twisted. But I'd rather see those guys out there right now than the top guys who haven't got it done because that's how you send a message. Old boys club has to stop in the NHL. Merit and talent keeps you in the lineup, and you better bring both. If not, New York should not be the place for you. Sadly, it's a country club. Run it like Vegas. This comment's perfect. Perfect comment. But anytime that they even think about holding someone accountable, like Mika Zibanejad got one or two less shifts earlier in the season in a game, and there he goes in front of his locker and starts crying to the media about it. You have Vinny Trocheck today upset in an interview during the intermission. It's just such a joke with this group. I'm telling you, man, it's such a joke. I don't blame you. And I saw another comment. Yeah, this one. No clue why Brett Berard isn't playing. No clue. Why put Brett Berard out there when Chris Kreider, who just does not move his feet, could play out there and get nearly 20 minutes a night? Why go ahead and put Brett Berard in the lineup when we could just watch Artemi Panarin give up on a play in the defensive zone on a power play? Why would we do that? I don't know why we would ever do that. Reward guys? I don't know why we'd get a load of this guy with that idea. Crazy one. Why can't we see Berard and Othman on a line? Good question. Very good question. Another good question. I don't know. And yeah, one and done offense because they're afraid to make the simple plays. Like you have Lafreniere just giving the puck away to Perfetti. I'm disappointed with him. Yeah, fair comparable. Very fair comparable here that the Rangers are the Sixers of hockey. I don't hate that comparison. Yeah. Yeah. The Jets second line was filthy. Definitely was. They need to switch to zone defense. Every D-man has regressed in this stupid system that doesn't work for them. Phil Housley needs to go at the bare minimum this offseason if Laviolette's not going. Phil Housley absolutely needs to go. I was asking this question last year, Damien. Listen, I got shit for it, rightfully so, because I should, in hindsight, I probably should have just shut up and enjoyed it. But I was saying it last year when it was happening that I didn't understand it, but hey, it was happening and it worked. I mean, this is a bigger issue here is that the decor is not good enough at all. But gotta try something, I guess, right? Valley has always pointed out you have to be a top five team in defending the rush to be a contender, and they struggled with that last year, and they can't defend. And this year, they can't defend anything. Yep. Yeah. And it's this is where again, how does Chris Drury get the benefit of the doubt from anyone in this fan base? Like, I'm sorry, how does anyone defend him? He somehow pulled wizardry and got Jacob Truba off the books and got Ryan. He shipped Ryan Lindgren out of town and effectively replaced it with what? Euro Vakanainen, Carson Soucy, Will Borgen. He like how is it that you could just clearly see the problem in front of your damn eyes that this team can't defend the rush and they have no help on their blue line at all with transporting the puck up the ice. And he's like, you know what? Let's get a taller Ryan Lindgren. Let's get Will Borgen, who has been a fine defenseman on a third pair, and Euro Vakanainen, who the Ducks didn't want. And he was getting scratched by the Ducks at points. I don't understand. Just do not understand it. Yeah, which this defense does not have. Just does not have one ounce of it. Yeah, he will. How are we better shorthanded? I wish I had answers. Who is that guy, Billy? Because I thought Laviolette was going to be that guy. Who is it? Doesn't matter anymore. I'm done with Laviolette too, but I don't know how much it matters. Yeah, Morgan Barron was more visible than Mr. Name is going into the rafters. So also want to comment that the Bruins are tied with us in the standings. The team that, yeah, tied in the standings with the Bruins. The team that started selling pieces off at the deadline. Got it. And yeah, this is the problem. On the bright side, we only have 17 games left of disappointment. Yeah, it's the only positive I got. I've been saying this for a bit that they should not rush Fox back, but they're going to because they pull themselves within to a range where they could make the playoffs by the math, but anyone with a normal anyone that how do I want to phrase this? Anyone that's watching the games right could tell you it's better to just let Fox sit the rest of the season and heal up. Yeah, they have zero transition game, and Chris Drury, how'd he how'd he answer that problem? Carson Soucy, Will Borgen, known puck movers on the blue line. Euro Vakanainen. That's what Chris Drury's answer to that problem was. Yeah, Dolan needs those 2 playoff game sales, which yeah, because everyone's gonna be Dolan's right. Everyone's gonna be lining up to be at the Garden for them to be down 2-0 against Washington or Florida. Everyone's going to be lined out the door at the Garden to get their playoff merch, get their rally towels, and watch this team in the playoffs. 100%. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying that's like, it's ridiculous. My friend, the Devils have won 2 straight games. The Rangers have now lost, what, 4? Was it 4 in a row, right? 4. Yeah. Yeah, very much. You don't deserve to make the playoffs for having 3 wins in December, for blowing as many games as you have, and for having a 9 and now as of tonight 22 record against playoff level teams. 9 and 22 against playoff teams this year. 9-22. Not even double digits. And we have 17 games left. Right. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I have nothing good to say. Nothing to even say. And I'm sorry that I haven't even broke this game down at all. What's the point? We all saw what happened. We all saw them get absolutely rinsed. So what's the point? Thank you. I was saying this the entire time. Not with Lafreniere though. Lafreniere, I was happy with them extending because I thought that he would build off of last year, and even the start this year, he was at an okay. He was at a good enough level to where I felt it was fine. But yeah, I haven't got any merch sales this year because that's just not their brand right now. Last year, that was their brand. But we should have known with that being the brand last year that this would probably follow. We probably should have known with the warning sign there. Whatever. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Turn on your notifications. If you're listening to the audio version, give a rating, review, all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.